The papyrus, putting on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV News Update. First, the headlines. DCM files vandalization attempt on transmission tower. Nate Nwoko demands accountability for unused host community funds in Delta North. IPOP marks ESN anniversary, praises operative for defending Biafran land. Seyi Makinde breaks record in installation of traditional rulers. Federal government unveils $23.2 billion energy access program. ASU yet to comment on Uni Abuja VC crisis. EFCC arrests Professor Usman Yusuf. Now the news in detail. The transmission company of Nigeria TCN has reported an attempt vandalization of its tower T195 along the Ogwaji Makodi 330 kV transmission line. The incident occurred in Watuolu village, Ado local government area of Benue State on Saturday, 25th January 2025. According to a statement by Mr. Ndidi Mba, TCN's General Manager of Public Affairs, vigilante committee members disrupted the vandals around 3 a.m., apprehending one suspect while others flee. The captured individual was handed over to the police. Mba commended the community's swift response and called for continued vigilance from host communities to safeguard critical infrastructure. We appreciate the people of Watuolu village for their prompt action. We urge other communities to take ownership of protecting these installations, she said. TCN pledged continuous collaboration with security agencies and local communities to combat infrastructure vandalization. Meanwhile, Senator Nate Nwoko has raised concern over the lack of tangible development in Delta North despite provision of a Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, since 2021. Speaking on Thursday, he lamented that billions meant for community development are still held in the Consolidation Revenue Fund, CRF. The Delta North Senatorial District remained deprived despite accumulation of funds meant for development, Nwoko said, urging the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulation Commission, NUPRC, and the Nigerian Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulation Authority, NMDPRA, to ensure proper utilization of these resources. Highlighting oil companies operating in Delta North, including Nigerian Ajib Oil Company and Midwestern Oil, Nwoko noted that their accumulative 3% remittance should be sufficient for critical projects. He assured his constituents of plan to engage with Senate committee and summon oil company executive for accountability, emphasizing the need to channel funds towards healthcare, education, and infrastructure development. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOP, celebrated the 4th anniversary of the Eastern Security Network, ESN, commending the operative for their bravery and commitment to safeguarding the Southeast region. In a statement by IPOP spokesperson, Comrade Emma Powerful, the group praised ESN for reducing attack and protecting farmland since its formation in 2020 by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOP acknowledged fallen operatives and called on Biafra to maintain moral and financial support for the ESN, while reiterating demands for Kanu's release. The group warned against collaboration with security forces targeting IPOP members and emphasized their zero-tolerance stance against illegal land acquisition. Self-determination is not a crime, IPOP declared, reaffirming its commitment to peaceful advocacy for Biafra referendum. In other news, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has installed 10 kings and 40 baales during his administration, setting a record for the highest number of installations in both Old and New Oyo State. This was disclosed by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, at the 3rd edition of the Ogbomosho Digital Economic Summit held at Lautech, Ogbomosho. Oyelade emphasized the importance of synergy between the government and traditional rulers, praising the Shehu of Ogbomosho, Oba Afolabi Gandhi Olaoye, for his visionary leadership and development-focused initiative. Oba Olaoye outlined a 25-year development plan to transform Ogbomosho into African Silicon Valley through investment in agriculture, infrastructure, education and commons. He announced plans for the Ogbomosho International Economic Summit scheduled for April 2025 to attract global investors. The summit was attended by prominent traditional leaders, academics, and digital economic enthusiasts. Moving on, the federal government has launched an ambitious energy access program requiring $23.2 billion to address Nigerian electricity deficit. Out of this, $15.5 billion will be sourced from private sector investment. According to Bolaji Tunji, spokesperson for the Ministry of Power, the initiative led by Minister Adebayo Adelabu stems from the recent Mission 300 African Energy Summit held in Tanzania. The summit aims to provide electricity access to 300 million Africans by 2030. The program, tagged the National Energy Compact, seeks to increase electricity access by up to 9% annually, boost clean cooking solutions by 25%, and expand renewable energy sharing in power generation to 50%. It also aligns with the UN Sustainable Development Goals 7. Adelabu highlighted ongoing challenges such as vandalism of power infrastructure, which disrupts supply and discourages investment. He emphasized the government's measures, including improved security, stricter penalties, and surveillance technology to combat these issues. Despite efforts to increase generation capacity to 6,000 megawatts in 2024, vandalism and grid collapses thwarted progress, leaving Nigerians struggling with 4,500 megawatts for over 200 million citizens. The minister urged development partners and private investors to support the initiative, stressing that Nigeria remained dedicated to becoming a leader in Africa's energy transmission. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, have been turned silent regarding the leadership crisis at the University of Abuja. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke explained that the union is still conducting a thorough investigation to gather accurate facts before making a public statement. ASU acts only on facts, and we are looking at all sides to obtain accurate information before going public, Osodeke said. This stance follows ASU's history of weighing in on similar controversies, such as the Vice Chancellorship appointment crisis at Nnamdi Azikiwe University last year. Finally, former Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, Professor Usman Yusuf, was arrested on Wednesday, 20th January 2025 by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The arrest occurred at his Abuja residence in the presence of his family around 4:46 p.m. Although the EFCC had yet to disclose the reason for his detention, sources speculated it may be linked to allegations of financial mismanagement during his tenure at the NHIS. Professor Yusuf, a hematology, oncology, and bone marrow transplantation expert, was sacked in 2019 by the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, following a fact-finding panel's recommendation over the alleged mismanagement of 919 million naira. Investigations are still ongoing as the professor remained in EFCC custody. This has been the Papyrus TV Africa.
The Papyrus.